Hi, good morning everyone. My name is Szabo and I'm going to talk about our topic, which is the teacher interaction from the perspective of high school students. And then I would like to share the details and the results of our research. First of all, we have to talk about what is QTI. This is the questionnaire on teacher interaction. This is a method used to assess the interactional teacher behavior. This idea was based on the questionnaire for interactional teacher behavior, the QUIT. It was created by Wabers in 1985. Wabers' idea was based on Larry's idea from 1957. It's the interpersonal checklist, and the original questionnaire contained 77 questions, and it was developed for Dutch high school students, so obviously the original questionnaire was created in Dutch. And the aim of this questionnaire was to observe the teacher's classroom activities from the student's perspective. After the Dutch version in 1985, a lot of other versions followed it. Of course, the first one was the English language version of the questionnaire, which was first used in the United States in 1991. Then they adopted this questionnaire in Australia as well in 1993, and even in Turkey in 2007 for high school students. And we can even find other adaptations like in Singapore, Malaysia, Greek, China, and Slovakia, and even the Hungarian version of QT was created only 2 years ago in 2022 by Peter Toth and Kinga Horvat, and they were using this questionnaire to find the ideal teacher's interpersonal behavior from the university students' point of view. The Hungarian version of this questionnaire was adapted only last year, which was created especially to measure the interactional teacher behavior from the student's perspective. During the adaptation process, we used double back translation, and we also had the wording of the questionnaire reviewed by practicing educators. So we were two. I was one of them who translated the questionnaire from English to Hungarian, and then another two teachers were translating back from Hungarian to English, and then we analyzed together if the original English version is the same or has the same meaning than what we got back after the double back translation. With this questionnaire, we already did a pilot research, and we find one item to correct. But after correcting that one, we got Chromebook Alpha as 0.7, and the pilot research was done in an elementary school in Slovakia where the teacher language is Hungarian. This questionnaire contains 48 questions, and there are 8 octans, and we would like to get more details by the questions. There are 6 questions or statements for each octans, and I would like to show you what the octans are and what is the description of the octans exactly. The first one is the leadership behavior. There are 6 questions or items which measure how the teacher lead or organize the staff and the classroom activities in the classroom. The second one is the helpful or friendly behavior. There are 6 items: how the teacher shows interest in students' problem, or how friendly he or she is, how is his or her sense of humor. The third one is the understanding behavior, how understand the pedagogue is, or is he or she patient or not. The fourth one is the student responsibility and freedom behavior. It means the pedagogue provides opportunity for independent work or not, if he or she gives enough freedom to the students or not. The fifth octan is the uncertain behavior. If the pedagogue stays in the background or not, if he or she apologizes from the students or not, if it has to be done. The sixth one is the dissatisfied behavior, if the teacher is dissatisfied with the students' activities or not, or if he or she expressed the dissatisfaction or not, if he or she criticized the students or not. The seventh category is the admonishing behavior, how warn the pedagogue the students for the mistakes, or if he or she does punishment or not. And the last, the eighth octane, is the strict behavior, how the teacher controls the students, how strict the teacher is during the exams or evaluation or not. To be able to do our research, we had to formulate 4 research questions, which helped us to success our research. So the first one was, how can the interaction style of the 2 Hungarian high school teachers involved in the study be characterized from the student's perspective? It means that we used the questionnaire with a lot of students, and there was only 2 teachers. So 2 teachers are teaching several groups, and this questionnaire was about 2 different English teachers. The second one was, when taking background variables into account, what differences can be observed in the assessment of the teacher among different student groups? The third one was, how do the teachers involved in the study perceive their own interaction style? And the last one, to what extent does the self-assessment of the teachers involved in the study align with the assessment made by the students? So first of all, I would like to talk about the samples. We can see in the 2 pictures that total of 110 students filled in our questionnaire in paper form, so not in online. Every student answered to the questionnaire in paper in the classroom. There were 35 male and 75 female students, and in total there was 8 groups, and for each group there were students between 8 and 25 students. Okay, I would like to show you the reliability indicators of the Waber's QTI in our research. So we can see in the left side the 8 categories. We can see the number of the items, which statements were dedicated for each categories. So we can see for all categories there were 6 items, and we can see the Chromebox alpha as well, and the most important that all of them are above 0.6. I would like to show you other indicators as well. We can see the mean, the standard deviation, the confidence interval for mean, the skewness and the kurtosis, and at the same time we can see the answers for the first research question. So how can the interaction style of the 2 Hungarian high school teachers involved in the study be characterized from the teachers, from the students' perspective? We can see the 8 mean, so we can see which categories are categorized for the teachers and which are not. So for example, the dissatisfied category, the mean of this is 8.2. We can see that the minimum mean for every category can be 6, since there were 6 items and they had to choose from the possibilities of the Likert scale from 1 to 5. So if someone has chosen 1 for each 6 items, it means the mean should be 6 and the maximum can be 30. So we can see that, for example, the dissatisfied category, the mean of this category is really low, it's 8.2, and the highest can be even 27 or 28. For example, the understanding category is 27.45. So since there were 2 different teachers in our research, I wanted to show you the means of every teacher. So first we can see the means for the teacher 1, and then we can see the means for teacher 2, and we can even see that they are really the same. Even the order, the first one is the dissatisfied category, there is only one differences. Then in case of the teacher 1, the strict category got higher position, higher score than in case of the second teacher. The lowest score for both teachers was in the dissatisfied dimension, and the highest score was for the understanding and seeking consensus dimension. In the examined sample, the students perceived both teachers as understanding, consensus-oriented, helpful and friendly, and according to their answers, they were not admonishing or even uncertain or indecisive. The second research question was, when taking background variables into account, what differences can be observed in the assessment of the teacher among different student groups? So we can see what kind of extra questions we had, and we can see the 8 categories as well. And for this, to see the significant differences, we use SPSS statistics program, and we use ANOVA test, Mann-Whitney test as well. So I just wanted to show you a table where we can see where we find significant differences and where we didn't. So for example, the admonishing category, we find only 2 significant differences. It was based on the highest education qualification of the father of the student, and in the class teacher means which teacher was teaching that students. So we can see that for example, for the helpful and friendly dimension, we didn't find any significant differences, but for example, the leadership dimension, there were even 4 significant differences. The third research question was, how do the teachers involved in the study perceive their own interactional styles? So for this, both participating educators in the study completed the teacher version of the QTI questionnaire. It means it's the same, they are the same 48 items for the students, but of course we can see that, for example, the first one, this teacher is enthusiastic, or I am enthusiastic, so they really answer for the same questions, and according to their own perception, both educators are least dissatisfied and skeptical, while being mostly characterized by an understanding and consensus-seeking attitude. But even to show these results, we can see together with answering for the fourth question, to what extent does the self-assessment of the teachers involved in this study align with the assessment made by the students? So for that, we can see what kind of answers the teachers gave, and then what the students think of the teachers, and we can see in a diagram if the answers are the same or not. So for answering of the question 3 and question 4, we can see 2 diagrams. The first one in the left side is for teacher 1, and in the right side is for teacher 2. So we can see the 8 dimension, and with the blue line we can see the answer of the teacher, what the teacher thinks of itself, and then we can see by the orange line what the students think of that teacher, and we can see if there is any discrepancy or not. For example, in case of the teacher 1, in the strict the SRI dimension, there is a really big difference, and in case of the teacher 2, the strict dimension has a really big difference, what the teacher thinks of themselves or what the students think of the teacher. So for this method, we can see what the teacher think of itself, so it's even good for a self reflection, and how the students see their teacher, and it can be really helpful for all the teachers to see if they really think of themselves what the students think of them or not. And I would like to say thank you for all of your attention. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask me. Thank you again.